Hey, good morning, everyone. It is Pastor Bob with another daily Bible reading insight. Happy Monday morning to everybody. Today's 107. Read through the Bible in your program. That means we're in the book of 1 Samuel 22 and 23, and beginning chapter 16, the book of Luke. 1 Samuel 22 and 23. We start to see, we see once again what happens when people do not strive to live godly lives, lives that honor, glorify God, that practice His principles. What I'm talking about is King Saul. In his jealousy and his rage over David, so many lives are lost. All of the priests that were helping David as he's fleeing from Saul in today's reading, all of them are killed. It's very upsetting, isn't it? It's what happens when we don't follow God. Even when people do follow God, sometimes they get a little bit wayward. What I want to talk to you, though, about is Jesus' words in Luke chapter 16. Teaches a very important lesson to all of us. It tells the story of a dishonest business manager who cheats his employer to save his own hide. And while the dishonest business manager seems to get praise for his shrewdness, that's not the lesson. Jesus has a bigger point to make. He says this in verse 13 in the NLT. I'll throw it up here. No one can serve two masters, for you will hate one and love the other. You will be devoted to one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and be enslaved to money. Okay, get ready. Here is my money talk. 2 points. One from I guess you would say a disciple point of view, and one maybe from a more temporal, worldly point of view. But the disciple point of view is if I had to choose, Jesus says you cannot have two masters. So if I had to choose, I'm going to choose God. God is going to be the much better master for me. Money it can only get so much for us, right? And there's many things that money cannot buy. And vice versa, or in comparison, God can really, it's limitless, the blessings that come from God and the joy that comes from God. So if it's a choice, and Jesus says it has to be a choice, you cannot serve both. All right, I'm going to choose God. Let me give you a good reason why you should, from a personal point of view, give away money. The church uses a tithe, 10%, as the goal, and I think that's a very good goal. But the exact percentage point is not important. The very best reason to learn generosity, and that's what we're talking about, is this. If you spend or save every dollar you make and don't give any away, you will never feel like you have enough money. It will never be enough. It's not till you start to give away money that you experience abundance, the feeling of having more than you need. You want to know the true definition of poverty? It's having more than enough money and still feeling poor. It's having more than enough money and always wanting more, never being satisfied. By this definition, this is the United States, the most prosperous nation in the history of mankind. And yet everybody feels poor, right? Because they spend beyond their means. They don't develop this trait of generosity, and they live in utmost poverty. By the world standards, from a poverty point of view, spiritually, we're at the top. We're the worst. Oh, you and I, we can change that trend, at least for us. Develop the trait of generosity. Make a plan to give money away. Yes, it's important to give money to your community of faith. If you belong to a church, you should give money away to them because you get to see it in action. You get to see it work. But if you don't belong to a church, find a charity that matters to you and give money away because it will bless you more. Amen? Pastor Bob with another Daily Bible Reading Insight. See you tomorrow.